30 seconds, 30 secondes.
Morning, folks. There's a few of you here today. I want to thank everybody for coming this morning. Ottawa residents are frustrated and they are angry, and they have every right to be. Their lives continue to be severely impacted by unlawful and unsafe events on the city streets, in the downtown core, and in the surrounding neighborhoods. This is unacceptable. This morning, we have begun implementing a new surge and contain strategy in our downtown core based on lessons learned over the last operating cycle of the demonstrations and new intelligence gathered literally in the last 24 hours. There are 3 parts to this new strategy. Number 1, we're deploying a surge of police officers in the downtown and the immediate neighborhoods. There will be approximately 150 additional officers dedicated to only patrolling and addressing unlawful, threatening conduct in the most impacted neighborhoods, specifically Centertown, Lower Town, and the Byward Market. This surge will include working with our city and NCR official partners to prevent unlawful and unsafe use of public spaces by demonstrators. These officers and our partners will be focused on illegal activity associated with the demonstrators. The surge will deliver a clear message to the demonstrators: the lawlessness must end. The focus of these officers will be on acts of mischief, hate, harassment, intimidation, and other threatening behaviors. The second part of the strategy will be an expansion of the hardening of the perimeter in the demonstration red zone, the immediate area of Wellington Street in front of the Parliament buildings. We will be further isolating and containing the demonstration in that red zone. The Ottawa Police Service, the City of Ottawa, and our partners will be utilizing concrete barriers, heavy equipment barricades to create no-access roadways throughout the downtown core. This includes considerations around the closing of bridges, highway off-ramps, and other roadways. Incoming protester vehicles today and throughout the weekend will be directed to designated parking zones outside of the downtown core. Illegal parking by demonstrators will result in bylaw enforcement, removal, and impound if necessary. Again, interprovincial bridges, highway off-ramps, and roads will be closed as needed as we manage and monitor the influx of vehicles and the egress of vehicles from the core. The third part of the strategy: enhanced intelligence and investigation operations. We now have secured fully national, provincial, and local intelligence agencies. We have increased ability to identify and target protesters and supporters of protesters who are funding and enabling unlawful and harmful activity by the protesters themselves. Investigative evidence gathering teams are collecting financial, digital, vehicle registration, driver identification, insurance status, and other related evidence that will be used in prosecutions. Every unlawful act, including traffic and insurance violations, will be fully pursued, regardless of the origin, at any time in the future. The primary focus of each of these measures will be on the unlawful behavior connected to the ongoing demonstrations. This includes parallel and counter demonstrations. We strongly urge all demonstrators and those engaging with the demonstrators to act lawfully, peacefully, and respectfully. The hatred, the violence, the illegal acts that Ottawa residences and businesses have endured over the last week is unacceptable in any circumstance. The Ottawa Police Service and the City of Ottawa are bringing significantly greater resources to restore order, hold offenders to account, and protect our neighborhoods. The current demonstration in the Parliamentary Precinct Red Zone remains unresolved despite significant successes in reducing the number of trucks and demonstrators while preventing riots, injuries, or deaths. We take no solace in these operational successes to date. Our goal is to end the demonstration. The demonstrators in the Red Zone area remain highly organized, well-funded, extremely committed to resisting all attempts to end the demonstration safely. This remains, as it was from the beginning, an increasingly volatile and increasingly dangerous demonstration. The Ottawa Police Service continues to work with the national security agencies, the RCMP, the OPP, and other municipal police agencies. Over the last 48 hours, we've also been able to engage all three levels of government to effect a safe, timely, and lawful end to this unlawful and unacceptably dangerous demonstration. Public safety remains paramount, as does our commitment to work with all levels of government and all parts of civil society to bring this demonstration to an end. In closing, I want to reiterate what Ottawa residents have endured, what Ottawa businesses have endured, what our own service members and our partners have endured over the last week is unacceptable. And we have learned from our experience. We have gathered new evidence. We have secured new allies, and we're implementing new measures to bring this demonstration to an end. Thank you very much. I'd be pleased to take any questions you may have at this time.
Good morning, Chief Marika Walsh with the Globe and Mail. I'd like to go broad first and talk about trust. Residents in Ottawa feel that the police have broken the trust. They see the police helping protesters, direct them to where they should be bringing their fuel cans of jerry cans, and they see propane tanks stockpiled near the canal, whereas the police in the past and enforcement in the past has meant that things like a lemonade stand can continue. So how do you speak to residents? How do you explain and how do you ensure that trust is rebuilt now when they think that you have abandoned them?
Thank you very much for your question. And again, I take great empathy with those that have endured unacceptable violations of their ability to live and raise their families and conduct their businesses in this city, in their neighborhoods, particularly during this time, almost 2 full years into a global pandemic, with everything that everybody has suffered and endured. I have met with those business owners. I have met with the residents. I've patrolled in these streets, and I can see plainly and understand clearly the depth of frustration that they have in the police service and in society as a whole to what they find here happening today. We are doing everything we possibly can to keep them safe. We are doing more and more each day as we learn and understand the nature of this demonstration, how it is supported, funded, sustained, and committed to continuing on despite best efforts by policing partners here and across the country. We're absolutely committed to bringing this demonstration to an end. We've implemented major new efforts, 150 new officers based on the intelligence will be applied in those 3 neighborhoods most impacted, where that trust has been most impacted. 24 hours a day over the next 4 days coming through this weekend, Those officers will be focused on enforcement, bringing to order, and bringing to justice those who've committed disorder and unlawful acts, to support those residents and support those businesses and rebuild that shaken trust. But it will take more than the efforts of our officers to bring this demonstration to an end. And we have gathered allies and supports from all three levels of policing and public safety and all three levels of government. We are implementing new measures, and we are encouraged by the new measures that others in our ally group are considering and implementing right now as well.
And
One question. Okay, thank you. For now.
Chief Slowly, Stéphane Leclerc, Radio-Canada. Just wondering, does that mean, because you talk about enforcing bylaw, towing and impounding vehicles, what about the trucks on Wellington? Does that mean that you're going to start today removing trucks from that road and area?
Thank you very much for your question, sir. We have been enforcing the bylaws, the Provincial Offences Act, the Criminal Code. We've been reducing the number of trucks in the entire city of Ottawa, and particularly in the downtown core, including in the red zone of Wellington. The number of protesters have dropped off significantly. The number of trucks in the red zone and the surrounding neighborhoods have dropped off significantly. People have been arrested and charged. Offenses have been dealt with through bylaw and provincial statutes. Evidence is being gathered. Investigations are ongoing, including the criminal investigation to the desecration of the cenotaph. That has been going on since the beginning of this demonstration and will continue on. Certainly the criminal code investigations will continue on in perpetuity. There is no statute of limitations on criminal investigations until we bring those who committed those criminal acts to justice. In regards to a timeline for when we'll remove all aspects of this demonstration, including the trucks in the red zone, I do not have a timeline now, but as I've stated before, every option is on the table. Thank you for your question, sir.
Good morning, Chief. Natalie Van Roy from CTV Ottawa. Vulnerable people feel abandoned and harassed in their own city. How did you let the protesters gain so much control?
Thank you very much for your question. I've had the opportunity in my patrols over the last week to speak with some of those vulnerable people. I can tell you it's heartbreaking. In fact, as I was parked right out front of this police station on a board briefing with my board chair in regards to where we were in the early part of the week, two members who live in the YMCA just on the other side of this building came by in their wheelchairs, both of them elderly, both of them clearly struggling with a range of disabilities, doing their own shopping in sub-zero temperatures. They stopped to speak with me. They expressed their frustration and their fear. They also expressed their understanding for the incredibly difficult job that we're doing and for the work that we've done to support them thus far. I understand there is a wide range of opinions around the efficacy of our efforts to date, but we've done absolutely the best we can to keep this city safe, to keep residents like that safe, the most marginalized, often the most racialized communities as safe as we can. We need to do better. We're committed to doing better. We now have more intelligence and allies to do better, and we're implementing more and better plans. 150 officers in these neighborhoods to support people like those two people I spoke about. 150 officers 24/7 over the next 4 days. No matter how many trucks come into this town, those officers will remain dedicated to keeping those vulnerable members as safe as they can be and addressing unlawful and unacceptable behavior in their neighborhoods until the end of these demonstrations. That is my commitment here today. We will step up our intelligence and investigation efforts. We will hold to account not just the demonstrators, but those that fund and enable the demonstrators in any way. And we will have a hardened plan for the weekend's demonstrations, including concrete barriers, expanding that red zone, and locking down bridges, highways, and major thoroughfares to reduce the ability of vehicles and trucks to come in, and when they come in, to target them, ticket them, and remove them as best we can. Thank you very much for your question.
Chief Mackenzie Gray with CTV National News. You've spoken previously about how you think some of the protesters have guns. Is the Ottawa police not willing to move into the protesters because you think if you do, things will turn violent?
Thank you very much for your question. To be clear, we have already made arrests involving individuals who were intending to and were bringing firearms to the nation's capital to be involved directly or indirectly in the protests. Through our partners across the country, we were able to identify one individual and interdict him before he was able to get close to the city. A firearm was seized, charges were laid, and he will face full prosecution, including potential jail time. That remains for anybody in this city or in this country or in any other country that intends to bring a firearm to a lawful protest, to engage in unlawful activity in any way. Do not bring weapons. Do not bring firearms. Do not come here to cause harm. Do not come here to break the law. You will be held to account.
We have time for 2 more questions.
Hi, Craig Lord from Global News. Can you clarify then, do you currently have intelligence that there are restricted firearms planned to be in the city this weekend when the protesters come?
I'm going to invite Deputy Chief Bell to provide that intelligence update for you.
Thank you very much for the question. In terms of intelligence that we have for this weekend, we are receiving information, have been tracking and working with our partners. We're anticipating between 300 to 400 trucks attempting to enter to engage in the demonstration this weekend. We also have information that indicates that there will be between 1,000 and 2,000 foot participants who will join the area of the demonstration, as well as up to 1,000 counter protesters who have indicated a desire to come down to the area. In terms of specific intelligence that we have relating to weapons and firearms, we continue to update the city in terms of public safety advisories and conduct investigations in any sort of weapons or threat related information that we receive. Thanks for the question.
And the last question.
Hi, Chief. It's Joanne Canello from CBC News. Chief, I'm sure a lot of people are very happy to hear there are efforts being made to stop trucks coming into the port. People have asked why that didn't happen last weekend. You've told us that was impossible, both through the charter and logistically. Like, what's changed?
Joanne, thank you very much for the question. We cannot block off the entire city. We cannot stop anybody that wants to bring a vehicle or a conveyance into the city or walk into the city. This is the nation's capital. It's a democratic society, and we have a charter of rights, all of which you've stated. We did block roads. We did reduce access. We did create zones where people could park vehicles outside of the core. But the number of people, the number of vehicles, and the number of access and egress points in the city, this is the largest geographic city in the country, the second largest geographic city in North America. There is no way a police service of our size or any size could block off the entire city and stop that, even if it was legal. We're taking more steps this week. Thank you very much. We're taking more steps this week. I'm going to invite Deputy Chief Trish Ferguson to speak about the traffic plan and the hardening of the downtown core. There will be more closures. It will create more problems and traffic chaos for healthcare workers, emergency service providers, city workers, business owners, and people that want to transverse through the city. There will be a price to pay for higher security footprint. That is what we're trying to balance on a constant basis. I'll invite Deputy Chief Ferguson to add her comments.
Before you go, I just want to say, I didn't ask about the whole city. Of course, you can't bring every part in, but how come they weren't stopped trucks from coming into the core where they are now and getting hard and being difficult to remove them now?
Good morning. Bon matin à tous et à toutes. Thank you. I'll begin comments in French and then we'll switch to English. En fin de semaine dernière, plus de 8000 personnes et des milliers de camions ont pris part à la manifestation dans le centre-ville. Nous sommes parvenus à considérablement réduire ce nombre par des mesures coercitives et de patientes négociations durant la semaine. Nous savons que d'autres manifestants prévoient venir et nous tenons à leur indiquer très clairement qu'ils devraient rester chez eux. À la lumière de ce que nous avons vécu au cours de la dernière semaine, nous mettons en œuvre un éventail de mesures tactiques pour protéger les résidents d'Ottawa et prévenir d'autres activités illégales. Nous déployons toutes les ressources policières disponibles. Les résidents et les manifestants verront une hausse de nombre d'agents à l'œuvre dans les quartiers du centre-ville et Basse-Ville et le marché-bail. Sur le terrain, ceci se traduira par 2 agents par coin de rue afin de pleinement servir contre tous les actes illégaux. Les agents ont reçu les directives de tolérance zéro en matière d'application de la loi, avec plein pouvoir de poursuivre les plus strictes sanctions disponibles pour les infractions au code de route, méfaits, crimes haineux, harcèlement, crachement, intimidation et conduite menaçante. Pour aborder la circulation qui s'en vient, nous ferons appel à des centaines de barricades de béton et de machinerie lourde pour créer des voies sans accès à travers le centre-ville et le marché bail. La Ville d'Ottawa fera part de plus amples détails sur cette initiative plus tard dans la journée. Nous nous affairons à s'assurer une circulation fluide, mais nous fermerons les ponts interprovinciaux s'il y a lieu. Nos négociateurs ont également indiqué des zones de stationnement désignées aux organisateurs de la manifestation. Cette fin de semaine, les efforts du service de police d'Ottawa seront concentrés sur le comportement illégal lié aux manifestations et la possible arrivée en masse de manifestants. Sur le terrain, les équipes d'enquête vont continuer à recueillir et rechercher tous les éléments de preuve disponibles sur les activités illégaux. Ceci comprend la collecte de numéros de plaques, d'immatriculation, de témoignages directs, d'informations dans les médias sociaux et de preuves matérielles. À l'heure actuelle, on note un sous-signalement de certains crimes perpétrés par les manifestants. Aux résidents, merci de signaler tout comportement illégal dont vous êtes témoin ou victime. L'occupation continue de la zone parlementaire n'est toujours pas réglée. Nous collaborons avec tous nos partenaires policiers, dont la GRC et la PPO, à enlever ces véhicules le plus sécuritairement et le plus vite possible. Notre première priorité est de mettre un terme à ces manifestations. Last weekend, we had over 8,000 people and thousands of trucks attend demonstrations in the downtown core. We have since made significant progress in reducing this number through enforcement and patient negotiations during the past week. We know more demonstrators plan to come and want to be very clear that they should stay home. Based on our experience over the last week, we are implementing a range of tactical measures to keep Ottawa residents safe and prevent further unlawful activity. We are deploying all available police resources. Residents and demonstrators will see a surge in on-duty officers in the downtown neighborhoods of Centertown, Lowertown, and the Byward Market. On the ground, this will represent an officer on every street corner to fully enforce all unlawful acts. Officers have received zero-tolerance enforcement directives with full authority to pursue the strictest possible punishments for traffic violations, mischief, hate crimes, harassment, spitting, intimidation, and/or menacing behavior. To address incoming traffic, we are utilizing hundreds of concrete and heavy equipment barricades to create non-access roadways throughout Centertown and the Byward Market. The City of Ottawa will further share information on this initiative later today. We are working to ensure the flow of traffic, but it may be necessary at times to close the interprovincial bridges. Our negotiators have also communicated designated parking zones to demonstration organizers. The efforts of the Ottawa Police Service this weekend will be focused on the unlawful behavior connected to the demonstrations and the possible influx of demonstrators. The ongoing occupation of the parliamentary precinct remains unresolved, and we are working with all policing partners, including the RCMP, the OPP, to remove these vehicles as safely and as quickly as possible. Our top priority is to bring these demonstrations to an end. I'll now turn it over to Deputy Chief Steve Bell, who will speak more about what to anticipate this weekend, as well as our investigative actions.
Given that you're having time for us to announce 3 more questions, please. Yeah, so Deputy Ferguson can take 2 questions. Oh, we have questions for the chief. Which question? I understand.
Right here. Can you answer a couple more questions? Crisis in the city. Sure, people like to hear from you guys.
Deputy Chief Bell will provide his information. I'll take 2 more questions.
Thank you. So as I indicated before, from the start of the convoy, we've been working with partners to gather intelligence and evidence on the ongoings of the situation. We continue to work with the RCMP, the OPP, the SQ, and the Gatineau Police to gather and disseminate real-time intelligence information that's supporting our ongoing operations. That intelligence is currently telling us the following. We can expect to see an increase in vehicular traffic to the downtown core beginning on Saturday and increasing over the weekend, with again an anticipated decline of that traffic on Monday. We're also anticipating several protesters will attend on foot to gather in the area. Our information indicates that large groups of people who are both in support of the convoy as well as opposed to them continuing to be in the city will gather in the parliamentary precinct. We anticipate that these lawful demonstrators will continue in the downtown core throughout the weekend. On-the-ground investigative teams will continue to collect and pursue all available evidence of any illegal activity. This includes the collection of license plate numbers, first-hand accounts and witness recounts, social media information, and physical evidence of any wrongdoing in the city. There is currently an underreporting of some crimes of the unlawful demonstrators. To our residents, we implore you to please respond and report any unlawful behavior that you are witnessing or a victim of. Every unlawful act, including traffic violations, will be fully pursued. In doing so, we're working closely with our policing and intelligence partners across the country. If you come to our city and commit a crime, we will investigate you, we will find you, and we will charge you. Thank you.
Is it okay if I ask my question in French? Parfait. Roxane Trédel, Journal de Montréal, bonjour. Dans le centre-ville, là, on voit en ce moment les manifestants qui s'installent, qui sont là pour rester. On les voit qui construisent proche de l'hôtel de ville là, dans le fond, des structures de bois là, pour distribuer de la nourriture et tout. Là. Qu'est-ce que la police va faire à ce sujet-là? Est-ce que c'est légal pour eux de s'installer à ce point-là? Et qu'est-ce que vous prévoyez justement faire là, pour les empêcher de se sédentariser à ce point-là? Merci.
Bon, merci pour la question. Nous tentons à adresser la situation. Nous sommes au courant que ça cause de l'anxiété pour nos résidents et c'est quelque chose qui est maintenant une enquête active pour nous autres.
Thank you for taking some more questions, Chief. I just want to go back to my original question. How do you explain to residents why police are facilitating, for example, the transport of jerry cans of fuel, and why it appears that the stockpiling of fuel, which is dangerous but also allows the protesters to harden and to stay, appears to be condoned by the police?
Yeah, thank you very much. This has been, as I've said many times, and as my colleagues across the country who are managing similar demonstrations, nothing in terms of the size and the scale so far to date. We'll see what happens in the GTA on the weekend. This is an unprecedented and unused set of circumstances. The level of organization, funding, commitment, communication, we have found at least 2 operation centers right here in the city. There are multiple operation centers across the country and internationally. Funding is coming in locally, nationally, and internationally. Supports, including legal advice, logistics support, and yes, fuel support are coming in from all sectors and all sides. We have done absolutely our best to ensure that we cut off such supports. We isolate and contain the demonstration to the footprint that it is. We've managed to reduce that footprint over the last week, and we'll do everything we can, including the efforts you just heard from my deputies, to continue to do that. There is no facilitation of food, water, fuel, logistics, or funding by any member of this police service or any other police service that I am aware of. Let me repeat. There is no supply of food, water, fuel, logistics, or anything else that relates to enabling this demonstration by any member of the Ottawa Police Service or any other police service that I am aware of. Should that information come to me, you can be clear, as Chief of Police in this service, I will conduct a full investigation. I will use the full extent of the Police Service Act and, if relevant, the criminal code to pursue charges against such a member who would do that. Hopefully that answers the question.
Chief, outside of you and the mayor, I can't find anyone in the city who describes what the police has done so far as a success. There's been people counter-protesting outside of this police station right here at different points in time. So why should those counter-protesters and why should the million residents of the city think that the new measures that you're going to do today are going to change anything and that the outcomes will be any different than what they've seen before?
Thank you very much for your question. Again, I just want to reinforce the deep empathy I have for those who have suffered in any way, particularly those who have been suffering the most over the last several weeks. I will tell you that that empathy comes from a practical experience that I have in this matter as well. I too am a victim of a criminal offense. Death threats against me in the last 48 hours, death threats against city officials in the last 48 hours that Deputy Chief Bell and his team are investigating. While we've been handling this crisis over the last 12 days straight, working 12, 14, 18 hours a day, people like myself, counselors, and other public officials have had to look after the personal safety of themselves and their families and their homes while managing this. This is impacting everybody, and some people very directly. I have deep personal empathy for those that are suffering. We are doing everything we can to make sure we keep the city safe, every resident safe, every business safe. But this is an unprecedented demonstration that is happening here. It has connections locally, provincially, nationally, and internationally. We are literally learning lessons every day. We are getting new intelligence every day. New allies in terms of national and international security agencies are aiding us in understanding the depth and complexity, the resilience of what we're up against, so we can make changes in real time. I've announced today real-time massive changes. 150 officers surging into the 3 impacted neighborhoods of Centertown, Lowertown, and the Market on a 24/7 patrol focused on unlawful, unacceptable, violent behavior affecting those neighborhoods. We have significantly increased resources from provincial and federal sources, as well as our municipal partners, and we have new engaged allies at all 3 levels of government and across civil society. It is that combined effort that will continue the success to date that we've had. I will tell you the first question a member of the media asked me 12 days ago when it was clear that this would be a sizable demonstration coming to the nation's capital. The very first question asked me by a member of the media, Chief, how will you stop what happened on January 6th in Washington, D.C. in 2020? And I got to tell you, that was stopped. Now we've got a lot of unacceptable and unlawful activities in addition to the death, injury, and full riots that we saw south of the border a year ago in almost the same circumstances. I take no solace in that success. I learn from that, and I learn from the mistakes made. I gather more information, I gather more resources, I gather more allies, and every day we wake up and try to do it better. We need to do it better, and we will do it better. Thank you very much for your question. I think that's the 2 questions. Thank you very much,
That's it?
folks.
So, no, people just walk off? Okay. Yeah, we'll get it. Okay. That's all the time we have. C'est tout le temps que nous avons. We will be taking one-on-ones with Deputy Bell and Deputy Ferguson. Alors, si vous voulez une entrevue avec l'adjoint Ferguson ou l'adjoint Bell, on va essayer de faciliter les entrevues en français avec l'adjoint Ferguson. The English ones will facilitate with Deputy Chief Bell. Thank you.
This whole legal protest we're having here. CBC has been showing pictures of a person on top of the wall on Parliament Hill with a swastika and that old Nazi flag. They're the only people in the crowd who are wearing the face masks. They were chased away by the truckers. There's images of a guy in the crowd with a Confederate flag. Again, he's the only one in the crowd wearing full skin vest. And you can see him walking away with his head shaved. These are the images that you're not going to see. There's reports of truckers taking food away from the homeless. There's free food, hot meals, everything you would want is here in Ottawa right now. It's all for free. No money, they won't accept donations. There's 2 50-foot, 53-foot trailers sitting here in Ottawa full of donations for the food banks and the homeless shelters. The city authorities will not let them make the deliveries. The city of Ottawa, mainstream media, you're playing dirty politics. That's what's going on here.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your input. Yeah, okay. Thank you so much. So you heard, my friends, that those were in the news. It's not true. So That's why the police here, they just roam around and making sure that the area is safe for people. So, like what he said, that those people are carrying flags or whatever, having face masks and walking down below. Ibang nakatungo sa Tagalog pa. So, that's why Deborah, yeah. So you cannot say that these people are just doing this for something. It's for everyone. Diba? So as you can see, those people who supported this didn't wear anything or even a face mask. But those people is roaming around having face masks and when they walk, their heads is bowing. So that's why. So don't believe on the mainstream media what they're telling you that these truckers, this convoy is making a mess here in Ottawa. So as you can see, the only thing that you heard from them is this horn. It's every 30 minutes, an hour. So there are a lot of people coming here down here to support, like us. Yeah, even though it's so cold and very cold, not only cold, very cold. So okay. Well, ask somebody if you could talk. Hello, you're from Ottawa?
Yeah, I'm from Ottawa.
So, can you speak over the internet now?
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
Yes,
sure.
So, what can you say about this?
So far, it seems like there's been a lot of lies from the mainstream media. I have a lot of friends that live downtown who are definitely complaining about the noise.
Okay.
However, they are understanding of the movement so far. I'm actually down here myself to do a bit of footage to see if everything that they're saying is true or not.
Okay.
And so far, I've found nothing but falsehoods. It doesn't mean that bad things don't happen. There are bad people in the world.
Yeah.
But so far as I can tell, everyone here is super friendly. I've heard rumors that people were yelling at people about wearing masks. I'm sure it happens, but I'm wearing a mask right now.
Yeah.
And everybody's just said good morning to me and wished me good luck, and I've done the same to them. It's
Yeah.
kind of the point of being Canadian is to get along and communicate properly with each other and get shit done, and that's what people are trying to do here. Not that it's anyone's business, but I have had my vaccine. I had my first dose and I had a reaction to it. It's currently under investigation, so I'm not medically cleared for my second dose. I do encourage people who do want the vaccine to get it, but I understand why people don't want to get it, or whether it's for their religious freedoms, and I think everybody should understand that at that point. We're at about 80% or greater double vaxxed, and we're at 40%-ish of triple vaxxed, so there's really no point for a lot of the mandates anymore from my perspective, and thank you for your time.
Thank you so much.
Cheers.
So you heard that? It's a local from here in Ottawa. So it's normal that some people don't like the horning, the blah blah blah, you know. So people can speak. Those people coming from here speak itself. So what is the real status here in Ottawa? So as you can see, a lot of people walking here that are supporting, so they are not wearing face masks anymore. Huh? But if we saw someone who's walking down here and then they're telling that people are shouting at them, but no, it's not true. Yeah, I am in YouTube for Filipino. This is Filipino YouTube. Yeah. Are you from here? So, can you speak over the internet if you like? Okay. So, how are you? What's your name?
Harley.
Harley. So, what can you tell about this one?
Oh, it's great.
It's great.
Yeah, it's great.
So,
all they have to do, all this government has to do is get Trudeau to come and talk to these people, and they will leave.
okay.
But he's such a coward, he won't do it.
Okay. Okay? Thank you, sir. Thank you. So meaning, people are here, even though maybe some of them are ano ba tawag dito, nabibingi na because of the honking. So, you heard it, the honking. Diba? So, but they're okay. Some people don't like it, the noise, but they're supporting what they're doing. So, although I did not talk to everyone, but thank you, Chuchi. Thank you so much. I am streaming Convoy Live 24/7. I love learning to this new home, this freedom home. Oh, yeah. So, as you can see, so we will go there in front of the parliament because I am not against these people, but next time, before they post, they should investigate because it's properly how to say it. In social media or in media, in mainstream media, fake things is roaming around. It's all over the internet. It's all over there. So some pictures happened 12 years ago. Some pictures, video happened 10 years ago. So this mainstream media, they will report that so that it will look bad. These things, these truckers, these convoys will look bad. That's why what they're doing. Okay? And it is very true. So, especially the way they report, I think media should not be biased. Anyway, let's go here. Minsan nakakatawa yung balita. Yeah, I know, Deborah. The noise is unacceptable, really. But this is the only way that we can show that enough is enough. Enough is enough. Even me, when I was there at that side, the horn is really bad, but that's the only way to be heard. Because this is like a family. If you have one member of your family and don't agree your rules, are you going to kick out? Is that it? So what kind of family? What kind of family you have? If you kick out your family members that don't follow rules. Okay? So are you doing that, Deborah, in your family? When your son or when your daughter is doing not good, you're kicking out him? Is that it? I'm okay. Tomas, I'm okay. It's just cold. Thank you for watching. See? People come here on their own to support. Nobody finance them. Hello. So not like the other, there are, if you review my video, I interview one that he says that those people who are doing bad things, you know, they have face masks. Okay? It's cold, it's cold, it's cold, it's cold. So there are policemen that are protecting.
For everybody who's asking, hey Pat, what's going on this weekend? I'm going to tell you a little brief rundown of what's happened. So everything that's going on out there today and over the weekend is on Friday, we have just a basic every night. We have a good little dance party down at the Parliament. But tomorrow, starting at 1:30, we got hockey games. We're going to start playing some hockey games. I'm going to go grab a couple sticks. It's been a long time since I played hockey, but you know what? I'm going to go play some hockey this weekend. We're going to play some hockey. We're going to have a meet and greet with the truckers tomorrow night up on the hill, as well as we're going to have a big fireworks show and a lot of good times had by all. Now, I want to talk about something that happened today in the press. Today in the press, we've got Ottawa Police Services are hunkering down and trying to create more media craze than needs to be. That being said, Ottawa Police, you have a duty, you have a job, you have an obligation to the people with our right to a free and peaceful protest. Do your jobs, please. You are already encouraging counter protesters to be a part of the events this weekend. By encouraging those counter protesters, you're putting a lot of peaceful protesters at risk. It is your duty to protect the public. Now, I want you to understand who Antifa is and why they are not welcome at any peaceful protest. Antifa a few years ago attacked elderly people that were going into a town hall meeting with a political party. Antifa attacked people, preachers who were preaching the word of God. Antifa attacked everyday citizens walking down the street with bricks. And you know this. To the police departments out there, you're well aware of who these people are. To the police departments across Canada, you are very well aware of who these people are. It is your duty to protect these protesters. It is your duty to do your job in the manner that will uphold the oath that you took to the people. Now, we have been given these rights by our fallen men and women in our armed forces, as well as our serving and retired members of our Canadian Armed Forces. Those rights were given to you. They were gifted. You've never had to fight for your rights in Canada until now. We're seeing it happening all across Canada. Scott Moe's dropped his mandates. Jason Kenney's already starting to backpedal his mandates. The cards are falling, ladies and gentlemen. We need you to hold the line. You need to hold the line peacefully. You need to hold the line so that every one of us have a duty to protect this beautiful country we call Canada. Now, I'm going to say this out straight out, first and foremost. Anybody who's caught burning a Canadian flag, you will catch a fire extinguisher to the face. We all have fire extinguishers in our trucks. We are all ready, at the ready, in case of an incident. If anybody is caught burning a flag, I hope you like the taste of Purple K, because Purple K is the ingredient in our fire extinguishers in our trucks. It's pretty shitty. So do not, I repeat, do not burn a Canadian flag here. The outcome will not be pleasant. For those that encouraged that wingnut to do that yesterday, you're not welcome here. If you think that some Queen of Canada has the authority to burn a flag on our parliamentary grounds in our country, then you don't deserve to even carry that flag. I don't care who you are. I wouldn't burn any country's flag. That is a disgrace. And that is not what we stand for. And to the police authorities who did not stop that from happening, there will be repercussions to that as well. There are paperwork that's going to be sent in and ask why the police stood down on such a thing. We don't tolerate that. We are peace-loving people. We are standing together in solidarity across this country. Now, there are people holding rallies all across Canada. There are truck convoys all across Canada. There are blockades all across Canada. Pretty sure this minority fringe movement that Mr. Fancy Socks is talking about, it's a little bit bigger than you think there, partner. That being said, I hope everybody has a God-blessed weekend. I hope everybody has a good, peaceful protest. Come on out, play some hockey. Come on out, meet the truck drivers. Sunday, we're doing something else where we will kneel on the parliamentary grounds and take a picture to show that Canada is united across the country. So we're asking everybody tomorrow afternoon or Sunday afternoon to take a kneel with us across Canada when we do it on the Hill to show the unity and that we all stand together. Remember, folks, this has nothing to do about a vaccine. This has everything to do with our segregation and our bigotry from our governments that are denying us our God-given rights to freedom of mobility and freedom to peaceful protest and freedom to just live, eat, and breathe how we want. This has nothing to do with other people's agendas. We know the country's messed up. Let's stick to the one narrative. Let's stick to the mandates. We win if we stick to the mandates. Stick to them. We're winning. You guys are seeing it. The police are mad because they haven't got us mad. So they're mad. So they're going to allow idiot friggin' Antifa to come in. Now you're going to get a scene. You're going to get a really good picture of how Justin Trudeau and his $45 million that he paid to Anti-Hate Canada, to Bernie Farber, to Kurt Phillips, to the little trolls that come in and out of here going, you're a racist, you're a bigot, rah, 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 rah. Mommy didn't show me enough love when I was a kid. Oh, my basement's too dark. I don't get enough sunlight. You're going to see what $45 million pays for. I've tracked this down. We've got the money trail. Bernie Farber, you're going down. Your video is on my thing. I should post it back up so everybody understands who these people are. The last time we had a convoy here in Canada and we took it from Red Deer all the way here, Justin Trudeau was caught in a Freedom of Information Act document, 200, and I believe it was 220 some odd pages. If I stand, I might be wrong, but it's 200 plus pages that Keean Bexley was able to pull out and find. And in that, he found out that, hang on, guys, I'm doing a live. He found out, come on in, George. Come on in. Freedom. Let's go. So we found out that Justin Trudeau had actually requested 2,000 paid protesters to come in and try and agitate us. The last time he did that, we had 140 plus police officers shoulder to shoulder. Ottawa Police, you did a great job that weekend. I was able to shake hands, jump over the police barricade where they wouldn't let us cross and explain to them what we were doing here and why. Then we were successful. They never showed up ever again. See, there's everybody's saying, morning, George, when are you going to start your own lives?
What? I'll be doing some lives down there today, guys. Sorry, I'm busy too. My job's with the people out there and I'm doing my thing. It's all good.
Yeah. We're just getting things ready, guys. What's happened is we got a whole night's rest. We went to bed at 10 o'clock last night, got up at 8 o'clock this morning, and we're just like, holy, we got some sleep. So to all those out there that see any agitators, escort them peacefully to authorities and make sure that the authorities do their job. So that being said, I'm going to get ready. We're heading down right now. Where are we going, George? We're going
203 Coventry.
We're going to 302.
There you go.
George has dyslexia.
I got a lot in my brain, guys.
We're going to 302 302 Coventry this morning to do an interview with some of the truckers down there. And then from there, we're going to start walking down Wellington Street. We're going to start going down and getting you interviews with all the truckers. That being said, we've got people here this weekend visiting. We've got kids that are going to go meet Big Red. We've got people that are going to get the chance to, enjoy the weekend the way it should be enjoyed. So to the 14,000 of you in here this morning, hey guys, we'll see you downtown Ottawa.
We're coming.
I want to bring something up. A beautiful young lady has sent me a YouTube video that I want to share with everybody. And it is a new song that was uploaded to me. Hang on here, I'm just going.
I'm not going in. And that this is for the kids. So the other thing that is so important, for 2 years, I've been hearing people say, what is wrong with other people? Why don't they get it? This is not anything wrong with them. The censorship and the algorithm is keeping this out of their sight. Plus, they are using everything they know about human psychology against us. So, the fact that we are awake does not make us better. It's a blessing and a burden. And the best thing we can possibly do is keep our hearts open for when they wake up. And the other things we can do to help hold the line is, of course, share videos, get pictures of all the different people from all the walks of life. I mean, we've been able to capture acts of kindness in pictures on every block. I have never been so in love with people my whole life. And the other thing is, if the day comes that you got to go back home, it's gonna be a sad day. Oh my God, I want to stay forever. But when that comes, the best thing every one of us can do is keep our masks off, say no, and have the tough conversations when it comes up. Admit that we are free! So to end, a couple of chants that we do back in Halifax that I really, really love. I'm going to ask you, show me what democracy looks like. And you're going to say, this is what democracy looks like. Are you ready? Show me what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. Show me what community looks like. This is what community looks like. And one last one, we all know it. I'm sure everybody's chanted it at one event or another. United non-compliance! United non-compliance! United non-compliance! Love, love, love!
a serious plan. Ain't nothing gonna go getting out of hand while I'm behind the wheel. I'm on fire and I'm wild. On the diesel and ready for hire. While I'm building a rolling empire of blood, sweat, and steel. I don't waste time, I make time. Tearing the strip off the white line. I'm a professional man, I'm a one of a kind. And I know how to bring it in. I got a clean slate, 5 states, 29 that ain't so great, and 14 that'll have to wait, and 2 I've never been. I'm in road hammer, why does it still get jammed?
So, look at these people, oh. So they're cleaning the streets. See? Okay.
The West Coast, town, the Pooja sun, where the chill in the morning, bottom 309. They
You might have dropped your other club. Oh, sorry. Thank you. Thank you. So, imagine, these people are, oh, these police are good, oh. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. See? I dropped my gloves and somebody told me. Oh? So, dito natin makikita mga kaibigan, it happens in the Philippines before. When we have, when we unite. Check your sounds. Went up. Thank you so much, sir. Yeah, I off my mic because of the music. So perhaps we will be, you know. That's why I off. Hello. I'm fine. You're from here? Where are you from? Thunder Bay. It's okay with you? You'll be in the internet?
Yeah, for sure.
Filipino radio?
Yes.
Okay.
As long as it's not mainstream.
He's from Thunder Bay.
Thunder Bay. Proud and raised. Proud to be here with all our fellow Canadians. Beautiful. Get down here as soon as you can.
This is the first day you're here?
No, we've been here since Saturday.
Since Saturday?
Yes.
Okay, we were here last Saturday.
We were here last Saturday.
Yeah, me too. I'm here last Saturday. I just came down again.
Nice. I think this weekend's going to be just as
Yeah. It will be crowded. Take care. Take care. So imagine, napasama ko naman ako ng Inglesan. No. Ganun talaga. So from Thunder Bay, so people just go down here and participate. So maybe if they're, hi, hello, how are you? So they came down here to support, to show support. Yun na nga, ang lamig. Pero imagine yung pulis nakita nila na nahulog yung ano ko, my gloves was I literally few people here in Canada. Even my own countrymen from Luzon, from the other province. If they will hear Mindanao, they will think that it's very dangerous to come to visit. Why? It's because of mainstream media, because they are not reporting. How to say it? They will generalize. It should be part of that. If there's a war going on in a certain place in Mindanao, it should be. Oh, there's a war in Holusulu. That's western part of Mindanao, town part, going to the other side. Then the other side of it is Malaysia, Indonesia. So this kind of reporting that it will generalize and say that somebody brings swastika, somebody blah blah blah. And we know Canadians, you're very like also Filipinos, some Filipinos that say, it's okay, never mind. Leave it there. They will stop. Time will come, they will stop. That's it. But we'll make sure that we avoid trouble, just avoiding trouble, even though hiding the truth. You talk. I respect your right. I respect your choice, but you look at that. It's dangerous. The man was walking with the plant. It's dangerous. The man, these people are. It's not dangerous, really. Is that the real picture in Ottawa? I don't know. Maybe this time it was changed, but let's see. Let's watch. Let's continue to observe and watch whatever. Not only in the news, because the news. My God. God. See those who are live streaming, and you can see what is really happening. So if you see someone posting, I saw it in Twitter last night that somebody was confronting those truckers, and then he's saying words that slur words. So he's shouting. So look at that. So those people, maybe, I know, maybe I understand, he's frustrated, but he's the one shouting, not those people who are protesting. So because probably to make maybe somebody will escalate it or what. So trouble will come. So there is a reason that the police will do something. But the truckers, the protester, never do that. They never. They're very approachable. There are some people there bring food, giving food. That's the dangerous thing. So if the mainstream media is always telling it's dangerous, and why people are keep on going there, visiting, talking to drivers, talking to the protester. Locals are walking. Has nothing happened. Although, when the time that the trucks are honking, that's the time that it's very noisy, and I understand it. Maybe you'll tell the trucks, the organizer, that okay, just this time you honk. Oh. Maybe they will listen to you. But you're telling dangerous, blah 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 blah. I don't know. So again, let's continue to watch roaming around. So is that dangerous to you? Is that the danger? I was asleep. My knees and the hurt was gone already. I'm okay. So is that danger? Again, I'm asking you for watching now, especially those who are don't like this protest. And mainstream media is saying that it's dangerous. Where's the danger? I will leave you the question. Where's the danger? Go there and walk. And if you don't want to talk, just watch. And tell me that it's dangerous to walk. And if that is true, I'll be the one to shout that these protesters are dangerous. I've been there twice, not only once. I've been there twice, but I don't saw any danger. I don't see any danger. Okay, so if these people are dangerous, should this madam who is having a cane in his hands would walk there? Maybe he will stay in his house, her house. Is that danger? In this footage, I interviewed that. Look at this food. That's free. Everyone can partake, and that is danger. So maybe if we will go to Mindanao, maybe you will say, it's very dangerous here. Come on. Where's the danger? I'm asking those people that are telling that it's dangerous. Where's the danger? Where is the danger? Anyway, so maybe you would not agree with me because maybe we have different opinions about this. I'll respect that, but if you're saying it's dangerous, say for yourself. Go there. Maybe the honking, again, I agree with you, the honking. Okay, I agree with you with that. But the thing that is danger, there's no danger. There are police. They're watching. They're protecting people, not only the protester, but also the people, the local people who live in the city, which is the capital city of Canada. And you cannot say, this is our city. No, that's not it. It's the city of all Canadians and who are living here in Canada, the residents. So even though you live there, but it's not your city. It's everybody's city. Anyone could go there. Anyone could protest, whatever. So again, where's that part that I interviewed the ladies? Okay, here's the part.
Screwed.
Yeah.
Seeing on TV.
So you're from Manitoba. You travel from Manitoba.
Convoy, yeah.
With the west route.
Yes.
Okay.
The west route, yeah.
Wow. So what's your experience here?
It's amazing.
That's amazing.
Met so many new people.
It's not true that people are shouting at you.
No.
So
We haven't had anyone shouting at us. We've actually had people thanking us for being here. Yeah, local people are telling us not to.
Because the mainstream media is telling that people are shouting, those who are here, the convoy, and then the convoy part of the convoy shouting the people.
No, the people are shouting us. Nope. We're hugging each other.
Wow.
Actually hugging each other. If you're 2 blocks that way, you'll see a bunch of the convoy people right now.
Yeah, actually I roam around already.
But they're clearing
clearing the sidewalk.
Yeah, I see it. I see it. I put it in my video in live.
We had a lady yesterday who was 82 thank us
Yeah.
because she said she's lived here for her whole life
Mhm.
and she has grandkids and she hasn't been able to bring her grandkids to this area
Mhm.
for years, but
Mhm.
now she can because she can walk with them down the sidewalk.
Because all of our truckers shoveled, so now they can actually walk on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Take care. Take care.
Much love.
What's love? Yeah. Hi, how are you? So, what's your name, sir?
My name's Louis.
You're from Ottawa?
I'm from Montreal.
From Montreal, okay.
Yeah.
So I'm from Montreal too.
You are? Okay, excellent. You're filming, getting the actual news out there.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you very much. I came to see myself. 'Cause
Mhm.
there's no news left in Canada,
Mhm.
real news.
Okay.
And I'm just going to the trucks asking if they want some hot hands, coffee.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good that they're doing. Okay. Nice to meet you. Huh? Nice to meet
What's your
you.
name?
My name is DGUE. My nick in the radio.
Let me see.
Yeah, that's.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That,
nice
that,
to meet you,
that,
man. Oh, very cool. Nice. Thank you.
Thank you,
for
thank you.
everything. Any
Yeah.
little bit that can get out. You probably have a big following, right?
Yeah. No. My following is almost 20,000 in YouTube.
So at least they get to see
Yeah.
the truth about all of it.
The Filipinos you should know it, and then they should act about it. So because they're just sitting down in their houses. So you will take pictures together.
Yeah.
One more.
I'm going to take out my phone after, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Hold on, I'm going to take a picture of us
Oh,
too.
sure.
I created actually a TikTok account.
Wow. Thank you so
Just
much.
to get the word out there.
Good.
Okay, thanks for all the stuff you're doing.
Yeah. We've been here last Saturday. We came down and then now
Yeah.
probably on Saturday we'll be on Quebec because there's
Yeah,
a rally also there.
Coming back to my province, yeah.
Take care, huh? Take care. So he's from Montreal and he's going down here to ask some drivers. Maybe they need something. You see? Okay? So we'll go down here and ask some drivers. So where they from? Mondays, Mississauga, Ontario. Yeah. So this is a big pile up of trucks over there, as you can see. Okay. Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm good, and you?
Can I ask you a question?
I was just headed to the parliament now.
Okay.
Is it quick, or is it-
Yeah, it's just quick.
Okay.
How many days you've been here?
We've been here since Saturday.
Since Saturday?
Yeah, came in with the convoy from the east.
Yeah. Where are you from?
Montreal.